Every great business starts with an idea. But a lot of time, an idea alone is not enough. You need a plan. Amina, a talented home chef from Hyderabad, is of the same opinion. She wants to capitalize on her expertise in making low-calorie, healthy Indian sweets to launch a new service, Healthy Indian Snack Boxes, for corporate offices. She gives AI a very clear prompt, telling it exactly what she wants, a simple one-page plan with specific sections. She also gives it a role to act like a business mentor. This helps the AI adopt a helpful guiding tone. She tweaks the prompt a bit to add some relevant sections to the business plan, like target audience, unique selling proposition or USP, a simple marketing plan, and of course, a pricing strategy. And let's look at the response that AI gives. AI gives her a structured document that organizes her thoughts. It covers who her customers are, what makes her snack special, and how she can price them. But now comes the most important part, the human touch. Look at the pricing section. The tool suggests a price, but does it know the cost of good quality millets at a local market in Hyderabad? Does it know the cost of eco-friendly packaging or charges for a delivery service like Zomato or Swiggy? No, it doesn't. The AI gives you a framework, the skeleton of a plan. You, the entrepreneur, must add the flesh and blood, the real world number, the local market knowledge, and the unique taste of your food. The plan from AI is your first draft, not the final word. Amina still has a lot of work to do, but at least she has a solid foundation to start from. Let's leave her to figure out the next steps and move on to another entrepreneur. This time, it's Anjali, a freelance content creator from Kochi. She runs a small but growing cooking channel on YouTube with about 10,000 subscribers. Her channel is loved for its authentic Kerala recipes, especially festive dishes and street food. Anjali's biggest challenge is planning her content for the month ahead. She wants her videos to connect with upcoming festivals like Onam or Vishu, and also tap into trending Kerala street food. So, Anjali decides to use AI as her content planning partner. She gives it a craft prompt explaining her channel's focus, limiting the request to exactly 6 ideas, asking for catchy titles, mixing English and Malayalam, and making sure the video ideas are short and engaging. She also tells the AI to flag anything that she might need a factual check, like origin story of a traditional recipe. And let's look at what the response that AI gives her. AI gives her a list of 6 ideas that she can use. Anjali exercises her own judgment to understand which ones work and which ones don't. The list also gives her some inspiration for some other new content which improves on original 6 that the AI provided. Before this, Anjali would spend hours scrolling down social media, taking notes, and still feeling unsure if her ideas were timely or unique. Now she starts with an AI-generated plan and uses her local knowledge to fine-tune it. This combination of AI's speed and her cultural expertise means she can plan more than a month's worth of content in less than an hour and still keep it authentic to her audience. In this module, you have seen AI adopt so many different roles as a content creator, a sales representative, and a career counselor. Let's see how it can handle doing something a bit more personal, your finances. Like many young professionals, Siddharth, who has just started his career, knows his salary just comes in and goes out. And like a lot of people his age, he's not sure exactly where it is going. He knows the value of having a financial plan early and wants to create a simple monthly budget so that he can start saving for the future. He turns to ChatGPT for help and gives it a clear, structured prompt using the Craft formula. He explains his salary, his living situation in Bhubaneswar, where he works, and asks for a budget using 50-30-20 rule. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings. He also asks AI to present the budget as a table with examples of common expenses in Bhubaneswar. Due to the personal nature of finances and how everyone has different spending habits, Siddharth has to give ChatGPT a bit more context than some other prompts you have seen so far. But it works, and let's see. And in no time, he gets a detailed table outlining how he can potentially spend his hard-earned money, salary, every month, while saving some of it for the future. Some of the input by AI seem to be different from what he has experienced in Bhubaneswar, so he corrects them where necessary. He also talks to some of his colleagues about expenses and whether their costs are similar. Armed with the research and ChatGPT's financial advice, Siddharth decides to track his expenses diligently for the next month, and hopefully he'll be able to save more than he could earlier. Let's move on to the last and the final example. This one is for all of you who are in schools and colleges. If you are having trouble following a study schedule, you might be interested in seeing how Ritvik De, a class 10 student from Agartala, deals with the same problem. His board exams are just 30 days away. He's got 6 subjects to revise. While he's been studying regularly, there is a growing worry. Ritvik isn't sure which subject to tackle on which day and when to schedule mock tests or how to build in some time for rest so that he doesn't burn out. So Ritvik turns to his AI model of choice, ChatGPT, to help him out. Here's how Ritvik uses Craft formula with ChatGPT. This is his context. He says, I am Ritvik De, a class 10 student in Agartala, Tripura, and preparing for my exams in 6 subjects with 30 days left. For the role, he asks AI to act as a tutor familiar with Tripura State board exam patterns. And the action he wants the AI to do is to create a balanced 30-day revision plan for his board exams. Just like finances, study schedules needs to be highly personalized as well, which is why Ritvik spends some extra time thinking about the format of the prompt as well as the tweaks he will need to add to make the AI's output more relevant. Which is why, for format, he asks AI to provide a 30-day schedule with the daily subject focus. He also asked it to add some suggested revision techniques like flashcards, past papers, and summary notes, along with motivational tips to help him stay consistent during the 30 days. And finally, we have the tweaks. Ritvik tells the AI to keep the daily schedule to 6 to 7 hours. To avoid the risk of the burnout, he tells AI to include short breaks after every study session and having one light day per week for rest. Let's look at the output that Ritvik gets after he executes this prompt. Here is a 30-day revision plan with day-wise schedule and then which is split into different weeks, and he can follow this as it is laid out to get ahead. As always, verification is key. For example, Ritvik still needs to check the official TBSC timetable and syllabus to ensure the plan matches what he needs to study and when. To start with, he should just try and follow the plan for 2-3 days. If that works, then he should commit to it fully. Before I go, let me share some final thoughts and key takeaways from what we have learned so far. In the last 2 modules, you have learned techniques that will help you change how you work, study, and solve problems. You now know the secret that separates people who say AI doesn't help me from those who say I can't imagine working without AI. You have learned the craft method and how effective it can be in making AI your thinking partner, your learning companion, and your career coach. So with all that knowledge, here's what I want you to do this week. Pick one task from your daily life. Maybe it's understanding a difficult concept for your studies, writing a professional email, creating a social media post for your business, or making sense of some data that you have. Use AI and the craft method to see the magic happen. Remember, you're not replacing your intelligence with AI. You're just making your intelligence more powerful. The beautiful thing about AI is that it's getting better every day, and now you know how to grow with it. You have the foundation, the craft method, the safety guidelines, and most importantly, the confidence to experiment, to learn, and to improve. See you in the next module.